Hi, welcome back to my channel. This is Chris, and I am bringing you the March for the Love of Homemade Kits recipe and also my kit. So this month was actually a tougher one for me for a couple reasons. So I thought I'd explain the challenges I had and then show you what I did to make my kit, and hopefully I'll get some good layouts with what I did. So where I got tripped up was kind of in the papers and also in one of the items for the embellishments. So first of all, for the papers, they want a recent or new paper purchase, a tiny print or pattern, an ombre style paper, a bold patterned paper, specialty paper, vellum, acetate, etc. They want for mixed media, art crayons or gelatos, a mist or a spray. For embellishments, roller stamp, chipboard, clips of some kind, spring-themed embellishments, punches, wood veneers. And for alphas, they wanted a fancy alphabet, for example, cursive, funky, or a fun font, or any style of a black alpha. So, as many of you know, I've been on a spending freeze since September. So the only purchase that I've made for paper since September was one sneaky that I did where I bought the Michaels paper pads. And they were a good deal, and I bought 5 of them, but 3 of them were Christmas. Well, that doesn't go with spring-themed embellishments. And none of the papers within those paper pads could have been converted over and done as, they were very Christmassy papers, nothing that would have gone as spring. But 2 of the paper pads were more of a generic paper. So, let me grab them. So the first one was this one, and it's called Floral Romance. And this one kind of reminds me a little bit of Auburn Lanes, which was one of my favorite scrapbook collections. And so I was thinking I was going to go fall until I read about the embellishment that has to be spring. That's okay. I could go with it because there is butterflies, there is flowers, and that all does scream spring. So I still wanted to stick with this paper pad and kind of go with more the garden-y kind of a look, which will work. But then it was asking for ombre. Well, there is no ombre in this one. So then I was looking through here, and I did find some in here. But this collection is just totally different tones. It's more bright. But it did have one ombre pink and then these blue. But the blues don't go with this. So I was able to pull out one that was more like this. So that's where my first dilemma came in. And then I was thinking, if I didn't go with this, again, I think of spring, and I was trying to think to the pictures that I have, and the majority of the spring pictures I have are Mother's Day or Easter, and the paper that I had, this didn't scream as much like Easter Bunny kids hunting, even though I could, and I might. So then I remembered, before my freeze went on, I went to the Scrapbook Expo, which would have been in July. And there I bought a lot of Echo Park and Photoplay collection kits. And in there, I had bought the Spring Market. And I'm like, perfect. So the 2 together have a lot of the same mossy greens, the pinks. It's kind of a fun, whimsical, and I got inspired by this. It's not your Easter Bunny, but it is definitely more my florals, mossy green kind of thing, and I could use both kits. So that's where my inspiration came from. The other problem I had, now we're going to be making 4 layouts, one for every Monday of the month. Well, there's only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pieces of paper. Obviously, that's not enough for me to make that many layouts. So I am going to take liberty, and like with any recipe, I'm making it bigger. So remember, for the recipe, it's like when you're cooking. If you're making food for a larger crowd, you just double the recipe. Or if you're have an ingredient that you can't eat because of allergies, or you don't have it in your house, you can substitute something for another. So, for example, in here for the mixed media, it wants art crayons or gelato and spray mist. Well, I don't have art crayons or gelatos, and the only gelatos I have are more neon colors, which won't go with the kit. But I do have these Stampin' Up! Watercolor crayons, which they have all the colors that I need, and I'm going to try and do something with these. So that's my mixed media for the crayon part. So that's kind of what was stumping me, and it took me until yesterday to actually get my kit put together, because I really had to think what I had and how I could pull it together to get a really good kit for the month, and I think I turned out. So let me go ahead and show you the papers. Now I am pulling for my base, again, to try and make it stretch for more layouts. I am bringing in my white cardstock, and I figure I can use this for the mixed media backgrounds. But I also brought in some black because I very much like black. And I'm going to bring in the sticker sheet. So this is from the spring market. This is going to be my stickers that I'm going to be bringing in. And this is kind of the color palette that I'm running off of. So hopefully you can make noise, because I want to make sure you're all in frame and here. Okay. There we go. So the first thing it asks for paper is new or recent purchase. So from those paper pads, I brought in the pink ombre. Well, actually, that will go for my ombre. Now, I'm just going to show them because they kind of mix for both. So that was from the new paper pad, and I'm thinking a background for that one, or layering. This one is more of like a bluey gray tone. Now, there's not a lot of blue in here, but there's that blue gray and like the shovel, and there's the watering cans. So I think I can bring some of the gray tones in. And also there's a floral that I'm going to show you in a minute. We'll also bring that in. This is kind of a mossy green, but more to the gray as well. And so I'm kind of pulling it like a gray. And again, it brings in some of that, you know, the more of that country market, you know, where you have the windmills and things, that whole vintage look. That's kind of the feel that I'm going for this kit. It wanted, and then out of, not out of that paper pad, which I found for a background from We Are Memory Keepers, it's the Wildflower collection, which I love. I got this ombre green. So I did find one ombre, and again, the greens kind of go with the greens that are in this sticker sheet. So a wide variety of colors, but all of them are pulled in from here. So obviously they won't be all used on one layout, but together they'll mix to make several. So that covers my ombre and my recent paper purchase. So for tiny pattern, I grabbed this one here. And this was the tiniest they had. Again, comes from this Echo Park, so I'm pulling in now the pink from it. The pink with this one doesn't go, but again, if I don't use this paper on this background, I'm fine. It's only if you were to combine the two that you would see that they were being off. On the back side is this, the little boxes with the mason jars and flowers. So I could use part of the back side as well, because again, it comes from the same collection and it pulls in the colors that I'm using. but I pulled it in for this side for now, but with the thinking I could use the other side. The next thing it wanted, so I've got my recent paper purchase, tiny print, my ombre. Now it wanted a bold pattern. And so for my bold pattern, this is probably my favorite from the Michael's Hot Buy pad. And that one came from that Romance Florals by Craft Smart. I love this paper. I love the black, so that's why I pulled the black in. It's got a little bit of a purple tone to it, so I can bring a little bit of purple in. It's got the pinks, so the pink from the farm market or spring market goes with the pink from this paper pad. Again, this is more brighter pink, but it goes ombre, so I think it will still be okay. And I'm a sucker for flowers and butterflies. For another bold pattern, again, because I'm trying to double it and make it a little bit of a bigger collection, I'm using this piece of paper from the Wildflower paper pad from We Are Memories. The only thing I'm not thrilled with is this is all white base and this is cream base. But again, depending on what you match it with, you can get away with mixing either the two together depending on how much you use, or if I use it without using something with the white base. Like if I use this on the black, or what I've done in the past, I love fussy cutting these flowers out. So we'll see where that takes me. And then, yeah, these are both single-sided sheets. So those are my bold pattern. Another that I brought in for small print was this one from Spring Market, and it brings in now the green color that with a floral, and I figure that can go with any of these. And this one, even though it's from the Spring Market, which has more of a white base, you can tell it's kind of, this piece of paper has more of a cream base, almost to the green. So whereas this will go with the We Are Memory Keepers, it's not too far off. And then the back side is this beautiful, again, floral with the black background. So I could use either side and really get that spring feel that I'm looking for. And then another one from the Spring Market that I'm kind of bringing in as the tiny printer pattern. Even though it's not totally tiny, it kind of gave me the look, was these wreaths. And then on the back side, which I kind of liked, this is what I originally pulled it in for, because again, this didn't have an ombre, but it's different tones of wood grain, and I really like this one, which I could use for a background, or if I wanted, I could use it for the wreaths, but I think I really want it for the background. That's what I pulled it for. Now for specialties, it wanted paper, vellum, acetate, whatever. So the first one I pulled, and sorry for the glare, but this is my specialty paper from Maggie Holmes Bloom. Had it forever. I would like to get cut into this one. So that is why I brought this one in. And I'm just going to stick this kind of under so you don't have total glare. My lights are bad enough as it is. So I have the Maggie Holmes Bloom. I have a piece of just vellum. It's kind of bent, but I can use all of this. And what I've done in the past is use vellum to cut out, like punch out butterflies and things and layer it on top. It softens it, so I do like that. And then this is just tracing paper. And it comes in a book, kind of cheap, but it's a nice look, kind of like tissue paper underneath, but it's a little bit more sturdy. So I brought that in. So that is my paper and my specialty papers. So I think here I have enough paper that I can make my 4 layouts. I'm giving myself permission, if I need to go into the either the Spring Market collection kit, because I still have quite a bit of this paper left. So I'm leaving this out if I want to use it. Again, it's got some really, it's got a really beautiful wood grain, and it's got some cut aparts and things like that. So I'm giving myself permission, if I need to go in and snitch one of these. Again, love that paper. So this is going to stay out on the side, and so is this Craft Market paper pad. And I did do a flip through on one of my freeze videos around Christmas time showing everything that's in here. So if you want to check that out, it would be under my freeze videos. But there is things like that I could cut out if I wanted to go bold. I could fussy cut out the butterflies and things like that. And there is cut aparts that I could use that are spring, you know, kiss a flower, bloom, grow. I could use these as layering pieces as well. So this is just going to stay next to my desk while I'm creating. And if I need to, I will dip into there as well. So we'll go ahead and go back to the kit, the recipe. So for the rest of it, again, I'm using for mixed media. I have my my watercolor wonders from Stampin' Up. These are here, and then it said a mist or spray, so going with the good old Heidi Swapp Color Shine in Gold. And then I'm also going to run with that black color, so I brought in the black velvet for the Heidi Shine. And again, I think these will go great with what I'm pulling out. For alphas, it wanted a fancy alpha, cursive for a funky font, and any style black. So I just went into my stash today. I have these stickers. They're called Amber. I want to say they're a Paige Evans collection, but again, it's got the pinks, the different shades of pink and the black, and then they have that gold design, like floral design on top of them. So I haven't even used any of these, and they've been in my stash for over a year. So hoping to get these on a couple layouts. And then for a fancy, I just pulled out the gold because I am pulling out some of that yellow gold color. So these are just Hip Kit font. I've used a couple of them, but there's still quite a few on here. So I'll put those over here. And then for the embellishments, so it asked for roller stamps. So I had these two that were next to my desk. One is a Vicky Bouton and one is a Chamel. And it just had signs like remember when, dream big, today, fun and game, or fun stuff. So I've got these in. They've not been used or been used very minimally. So try and get a few of these used. It asked for chipboard. So in my stash, I have the Bloom Simple Stories chipboard. Again, this is more cream based, so I'll have to be careful of how I use it. But I thought it went very well with the Spring Market. When you hold it up to each other, the greens are the same, the pinks are the same, the blues, there's no blue in here, but again, it's very much the wood grain, that whole farmer's market look. So I have those. And then the next thing it wanted was clips of some kind. So let me bring in my box of goodies that I pulled. And I did pull a bunch of clips. So I have, let me pull these over. I just have this black polka dot one. I have this one. I think this might be a this might be from Paige Evans as well. I have this one that brings in a little bit of the green. And then I have one more. Where is it? I want to say it's like a C'est La Vie clip. If it's lost in here. Well, it's clipped on somewhere. I will find it, but it's a little gold clip. It's probably within, but there is another gold clip. I'll find it as I go through my box here. So then it asked for clips, spring item embellishments. So my spring item embellishments is going to be primarily the sticker sheet. And then it asked for punches and wood veneer. So for punches, I have my one is EK Success Label Punch. Love this one. It gives you 3 labels. I can use it for layering. And then sitting next to me, I have the Creative Memories border punch system. I have a ton of the different borders. I just pulled this one out as an example. It has a nice scalloped edge with polka dots in it, dot scallop. So I'm giving myself liberty to use any of the borders, but I want to try and use at least one border punch on each layout. So that is my goal for the month. So those are the punches. And then the last thing is wood veneer. These butterflies I have had in a couple different collections, and the problem is that they're getting very chunky and big. I've used up all the little ones, and so I'm struggling with these bigger ones, but I think for this spring kit it might be the perfect opportunity to get some of the bigger ones on layouts. I still have a couple of the small ones, so we'll see if we can get these on. So I've got the wood veneer for that. I also grabbed, I just had 2 of these words that say today, to try and get at least one of them on a layout. Let's put those there. And then in this baggie, I just have hearts and arrows. So I'll try and get some of those onto layouts. Now, what was not on the recipe that I'm adding for flavor is I grabbed a couple of these little burlap bows. I thought, again, they kind of went with that wood grain country market feel. So I'm going to try and get a couple of those on. I also wanted to get some flare in because they're starting to discolor a couple of them, and so I'd rather get them in a book and not metal on metal. So this one just says document the everything every day, and this one says oh my love, and it's got kind of that gray charcoal color and the pink word love. And then I grabbed a gold bow since I'm trying to pull in a little bit of the gold, and I think those go together. So push these up, and then I went through recently. I've color sorted all of my fussy cut pieces and my die cuts, and I've been putting it, I have them now in color drawers in my room. So I went through the green, the gray, and the pink purple and grabbed out what I could. So these are just some of the die cuts that I pulled out from different, I have no idea what collections they're from, but I pulled out anything that looked like it could be used as an embellishment starter, as Nicole Jones would say, for my clusters, and anything that I thought would go with a springtime layout. So like this Always Better Together. A few of them are just journaling spots. These were fussy cut from Paige Evans. It says happiness follows wherever you go, and it's got a bunny, so I thought that would be great for an Easter layout. I have these teacup ones, and we had gone, my sisters and my mom and us had gone to, we had a local little restaurant called Crumpets. It was a little tea room. Unfortunately, it's closed now, but we have pictures from their store, and it's very Victorian, so I thought I've got pictures from that. I could try and do a few of layouts with that. And that says here's to new adventures. So just some, and again, some are white based, some are cream based, so I'll just have to be selective. I have this in gray. This happened. Pulled out a little bicycle in gray. So that whole green, gray, pink look, the little watering can, and this has like most of the colors in it, the yellow, the purplish color, the gray, and the pink. Just a little hello, my name is. Smile, happiness looks good on you. Another couple Paige Evans. This one says believe you can, and you're halfway there. So another a fun little piece that I think I can layer in. You never know who you are about to inspire. fussy cut some of these camera, the viewfinders. Let's see. Beautiful. I have some Maggie Holmes paper that I cut out the cameras. So I have these. Another one that says Adventured Weights. Some tabs. Some butterflies that I've fussy cut out from different papers. I want to say probably Maggie Holmes. Another one that says You Are My Cup of Tea. So if I do the tea room. This is just a little camera frame that says Happy Place. Stop and Look. A little tab. And again, some of the greens might not go. It's just giving a variety of shades. And you just got to play when you're actually making the layout to see what goes with what you throw together. A little butterfly in gray. This is just one little rub-on I had, so if I can get that on a layout, that'd be great. Happy, happy, happy. So happy. Some more fussy cut cameras, but in green. This is just a little banner with a little pink on it. And then these little banners that say So Very Thankful, Happiest Day, Let's Stay Home All Day, a little tab that says Favorite, and another fussy cut camera. So for a kit that I struggled with, I think I'm pretty happy with how it turned out. Now I just have to find some good pictures to go with it, and we'll see where it takes me. So come back actually it will be this Monday, to see the first layout I do with this kit. Also in the description box below, you will find the link to the playlist where everyone else who is participating in the March for the Love of Homemade Kits will be linking their layout, their kit shares with. And also, again, it's a new playlist for a new month. Every month we do a new playlist so that you can take the recipe that we provide you right here, and you will see how others put their kits together and what they make from the same recipe. And it's kind of neat to see how everyone's turns out and are so different yet so inspiring when you actually go and you try and make it yourself. Also, if you want, I have the playlist on my channel for my videos, but also for the previous videos. So if you want to check out January and February's, those are still there, along with all of everyone's videos that were linked in. And please check everybody out. They've got some great inspiration out there. I want to thank you for watching. If you haven't already, I would love to have you as a subscriber. I've been watching my numbers go up slowly and steadily, and I'm just thrilled that there's people out there that are enjoying my videos and wanting to see them, and I'm very, very grateful and appreciative. And I'm not doing this, obviously, for the money or anything. I've been scrapbooking for over 20 years. I love the hobby. It's probably, out of all the things that I've done through the years, whether it be cross-stitching or knitting or whatever, this is the one that I've always stuck with. I love paper crafts, and I love keeping my memories with the scrapbooks. So if I can inspire you to dive in and save your memories, then I have succeeded. And that's my only wish, is that you walk away from watching one of my videos and are excited to go into your room and play with your pretty things and make some layouts. And there's no right or wrong, no rules. So even though we're providing a recipe for you, like with any good recipe, tweak it to your needs and your taste. This is just something to jump off from and give you an idea of how you can go into your own stash in your own room and use the things that you've already bought, that you already love, and make some pretty layouts with it. I know sometimes we get so much stuff and you get so overwhelmed you don't know where to begin to even put something together, and that's why we're giving you this. It's just an idea to jump off on and go and make and play. Be inspired and have a wonderful March. We will see you on Monday with the first layout, and thanks again for watching. Bye-bye.